talking to you today about what your industry multiple is. That's kind of a term that gets tossed around by people who go to conferences, I think, and deal with reading articles on the internet and stuff. Industry multiple, let's define that real quickly first. What we're going to do is we're going to say that your profits, your net profits, and we're going to adjust that for amortization, depreciation, interest that you paid, things like that. But the net profit is the foundation of this equation. And you're going to take that and you're going to multiply it times a number. And in my mind, I like to use that number and say these are numbers of years. So if you hear that your industry multiple is 3 to 5 times earnings, think of that as 3 to 5 years worth of earnings being accelerated forward, and that's what your net present value is, right? And so an industry multiple, in the trucking industry, it might be very low, especially if it's commoditized trucking. In technology and fast-moving industry disruptive things, you might hear a multiple of revenue. And so multiple of revenue is basically has nothing to do with how much profit you're making, has nothing to do with your operations or your general and administrative expenses or anything like that. What they want to know is that top line gross revenue. Is it growing? How fast is it growing? What does the scale of that growth mean? And certain industries will trade on a multiple of revenue. So, and those industries typically are also very high, like 15, 20 times multiple of revenue. I know very few people that have a company like that. A lot of people will get these two concepts flipped in their head, and they'll come to me saying, "Hey, I've got a $12 million revenue plumbing business, and I want a multiple on revenue when I go to market to sell my business." And that's where this concept gets confused a little bit. Is multiple of revenue is something that's reserved for technology and fast-growing, internet kind of businesses, things like that. Traditional, typical, heavy capital expense businesses, things like that, trade on a multiple of net profit, which is the foundation of a term you may have heard called EBITDA. So EB something is EBITDA is interest before earnings, taxes, depreciation, and expenses, and those are the factors that are coming into the play for the multiple on earnings that most businesses trade on.